Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Friday Afternoon Music Mix. I'm your host, Gregory Sweet, and as I told you earlier in our show, I've got a very, very special guest for us today. He will be also available to watch sometime next week when it gets posted on KSVR's YouTube channel, which is KSVR FM, and it will also be on my podcast next week. And you can also look at Spinitron, spinitron.com/KSVR. That should give you all of the links that you need to come up with our interview right now. Welcome, Ron Kalmakoff.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Ron, you and I communicated last year when you sent a couple singles to the station.
Yeah.
And kind of had an exchange after I listened to some of the music that you had and really, really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
And, of course, gave you an open invitation to come down to the below the 49th. Ron is from, actually he's from Saskatchewan, but you live in the Sunshine Coast of BC now.
Yeah, Sunshine Coast of British Columbia. So
Great.
It's about a 40-minute ferry ride to my home.
And to top it all off, you got searched at the border on the way down.
We won't go there.
You know, you weren't wearing a mask, so I guess maybe that didn't have anything to do with stopping you. So there you go. But so Ron, about 2 weeks ago, sent me a copy of his brand new CD, and let me grab the cover of it here because I want to show us that. This is called Come to Me, which unfortunately Ron just told me is not yet on YouTube, or excuse me, on
iTunes.
Thank you.
But coming soon.
And to Amazon.com.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. And so I wanted to talk a little bit to you and then play some songs that I hope you don't mind that I selected out of this great CD that you've got here. And there's just so many of them that are just so wonderful. And
well, I'm really proud of this project. It was 2 years in the making. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, and I really selected the songs carefully, and also the ones that I was writing and chose to put on the CD. And my co-producer, Michael Kreber, who's very well known in the Vancouver area as a producer and musician, he was saying to me that he was kind of thinking, well, we got to maybe hurry this along a bit. And I said, no, I really need to take my time with this. And I'm really glad that I did, because I fell in love with the album as well. And when you're an artist, you're most critical of your work than anybody else is. And I love the album beginning to end. I'm quite proud of it.
Well, and not only, it's one of the best. I would say, I've heard a lot of good music in 2020, but this is by far the best that I've heard.
Well,
it's
thank you.
Fantastic.
Wow.
And one of the things that I noticed, and as I was looking through here, is I told several people about your new CD earlier, and I said the thing that is just so amazing is that your voice is beautiful, but you cross genres all through this CD. That's what I like about it so much. It's like you refuse to be pigeonholed into anything on this.
Well, and sometimes that could be a difficult thing for an artist, but I really don't care because I wanted to create an easy listening album, which I think there is a real lack of easy listening music right now. And I wanted to make sure the vocals were well heard as well. And I wanted a variety. I wanted a mix. And when I used to listen to artists like Linda Ronstadt, for instance, that's the kind of album she would put out. That would be a mix of different type of sounds and of songs. And that's what I choose to do, and just to make it more interesting as well.
And you mentioned Linda Ronstadt. She has a documentary that came out a few months ago that if you ever wondered what that woman's capabilities are, all you have to do is watch that documentary.
And I did.
Good, I did too.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it.
Yes.
When she was in Pirates of Penzance, my jaw just dropped. I just had, and I lived across the street from her for many, many years in Tucson, and had no idea that she had that kind of a vocal range. It was just absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Well, what I'd like to do is I'm going to put on, for our radio listeners, I'm going to put on a song here that I picked out so that I could kind of run the gamut of this and get some, I mean, I could play Ron Kalmakoff songs for 2 hours and die happy. But, I don't have all that much time today.
Well, that was worth the trip across the border. Just hear that.
but I want to kind of run this. And the first one that I jumped out, I had a tough time on this, that I wanted to play for our listeners, is called Without Warning.
I've been adrift like a rudderless ship. I rely on the pull of the moon. Oh, I'm in no hurry. The ride is a journey, and I'll know where I'm headed soon. Every new change is a blind leap of faith, and I hope that I make it with you. Stay beside me on my way to find me, and I'll pray you'll guide me without warning. Lose our senses, I'll choose how we end this with the blue of the morning. I'm gonna rise with the sun like a man on the run, to feel wanted and reckless and free. I'll find what I'm missing out there in the distance, and I'll know where I'm meant to be. 'Cause every new stage is a runaway train, and I hope that I'll hear when it leaves. Stay beside me on my way to find me, and I'll pray you'll guide me without warning. Lose our senses, I'll choose how we end this with the blue of the morning. Oh, come when I go, I need you by my side, and oh, come when I go. Stay beside me on my way to find me, and I'll pray you'll guide me without warning. Lose our senses, I'll choose how we end this with the blue of the morning. With the blue of the morning.
And that is Ron Kalmakoff doing his version of Without Warning, which during the break and while our radio audience was listening to that beautiful song uninterrupted, you'll have more conversation when you tune in sometime next week on the YouTube channel for KSVR FM. We talked about this song this is not one that Ron wrote, but was written for the show Nashville. And you made it your own.
Well, thank you.
You really did.
Yeah,
you made it your own. There's no question about it. It's gorgeous. I want to talk a little bit about Ron's new album, by the way. Let's promote that again. It's called Come to Me by Ron Kalmakoff, and not yet available on iTunes or Amazon, but soon.
Yeah.
So you can do that, and I'll be playing it as I have been from time to time, certain songs from it, and some that aren't on it that Ron has been kind enough to send me.
Yes.
And I think the first one that you sent me, and I'll play this at the end of our conversation, Long Time.
Yes.
Yeah. Alison Krauss did a incredible version of that. If I remember,
I haven't heard that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
you've got to listen to that. She did a really great version of that.
Yeah, and that's a song I wanted to do for a long time. and I was going to include it in my previous album project, but you can only do so many songs, right? And then I thought, I can't miss this opportunity. And so when we went back into the studio, this was the first one I picked. I thought, this is a good warm-up number for the rest of the album. And
Indeed it is.
Yeah.
That really highlights your voice. There's
Thank you.
no question about it. Although and when I heard this album, I told Ron, I said, one of the songs that just jumped out at me that I thought he'd be good at recording was Lilac Wine.
which I'd never heard before until
by Nina
the other
Simone.
day.
Yeah.
So that's one I will definitely investigate into.
Yeah, after hearing Heavenly Day on here, there was just no question in my mind that you had the range to, give that some real good credence. And I want to let's jump to one of your other songs that I picked out. Let's do the title cut for this CD.
Come to Me.
Yeah.
I thought that would be great for Valentine's.
I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Okay, this is the title cut from Ron's new album, Come to Me.
Come to me, bring your darkness and your mystery. Oh, come to me, a symphony of sensuality. Soothe me now, like a gypsy with a violin. Let the dance begin. Come to me, take my hand and hold me close and understand who will worship you the most. Begin the serenade and the private parade, because love has brought us here tonight. Come to me, bring your darkness and your mystery. Oh, come to me, a symphony of sensuality. Soothe me now, like a gypsy with a violin. Let the dance begin. Come to me. the song. The music fills the room, and our hearts are one under an unexpected moon, with a Valentine's choir and a lover's desire. I am under your spell and falling fast. Come to me, bring your darkness and your mystery. Oh, come to me, a symphony of sensuality. Soothe me now, like a gypsy with a violin. Let the dance begin. Come to me. Let the dance begin. Come to me. Come to me. Come to me. Come to me.
And that was the title cut from Ron Kalmakoff's brand new album called Come to Me. Were you tangoing listening to that on the radio? I was so surprised when I heard that. And one of the things that we were talking about, that those who follow up on YouTube on the channel, I want to talk to them a little bit about the song that I really love that was in your video called Where the Willows Bend.
Yes.
And can you tell our radio audience where they can see that video?
They can go to my web site,
Yeah.
which is ronkalmakoff.com.
Okay. And spell.
RON.
No. I deserved that, Ron. Thank you.
Hopefully on your pages, you guys will share the links to
we-
something that I've done, right?
We will.
Yeah. Last name is spelled Kalmakoff. And they could also go to my Facebook page. All the video links are there as well.
Okay.
For the video work that I did last year. And that's Ron Kalmakoff, singer-songwriter.
Perfect. Good. You got me good. That was great. I like that. I wanted to ask you, are your folks still living?
No.
I wondered that. They would have really been proud of that video.
Oh, yeah, and my grandparents as well. My family has always been very supportive of my music, so we've always been close. I think because of my music, right? It kind of brought us together. Yeah.
That's great. I wanted to ask you, have you got any gigs coming up in the area or thereabouts, anytime soon?
I don't, but my intention while I'm here, and the reason why I came is I'm carrying on to Seattle, and I'm going to do some songwriting because I'm working on a couple new projects, and one is going to probably be a little bit intense for me to do all the writing for, but I'm doing a jazz album, so I'm writing for that. And so that's going to take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty confident that I can create that and write for it as well. And I enjoy writing jazz music, even though I've had no formal training at all.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. Once you get everything on Amazon and on iTunes, and maybe when you come down to Seattle and do some songwriting, maybe you do a gig down there, stop by and we'll tell our audience that that you're going to be doing that, and let people know that show will be available.
Well, I was also thinking, if in the future, if you're able to find a really good piano player or guitar player for me here, I'll come back and I'll perform live in your studio. Some point
I would kill for that.
Okay.
I really would. And I'm sure Dave is a great musician here, and we'll find somebody who can bring in a keyboard and set that up. That'd be great.
I would love to do that.
I'd love to have you do that. That'd be wonderful. I want to go ahead too and talk a little bit about this next song, because this is really gorgeous. And during the song was playing, the last song was playing, Ron and I talked about this incredibly beautiful song called Seasons Will Change that he wrote.
Yes.
And your producer told you right off the bat you've written a classic. I thought the same thing. I was just thinking of all the different people that could record that and
Yeah.
probably make a lot of money off
Yeah.
it. And let's hope you do too.
I hope so,
Their
because
royalties.
we plan on releasing that as a single in the very near future.
Good.
And when I was writing the song, I was driving and on a fall day, and when people listen to the song, they can imagine that as well. Just driving with the leaves blowing everywhere on the sides of the road and falling off the trees. And,
That's great.
And that's where I kind of came up with the concept for the song "Seasons Will Change."
It kind of also reminds me, in a way, of something that you would hear maybe even in a lounge, you
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
in the 50s or the 60s,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
kind of that's, but like I said, you run across the genres. It's just, people have to listen to this album. They really will.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead then and put on Seasons Will Change, and we can talk a little bit more. How's
Okay.
that?
January, February seems so dark and gloomy. Then spring turns into summer with just a sigh. Before you know it, leaves will turn, then snow will make its journey. The winds will whisper through the lonely sky. Sky, sky. Seasons will change, reasons will change, but one thing for sure, I can't stop loving you. It's a mystery to me why my heart won't let me be alone. Oh, days seem so long when you are gone. One thing for sure, I can't stop loving you. It's a mystery to me why my heart won't let me be alone. Why don't you stay a while? Let's play a while. Hold each other close. Let's search the stars up in the sky and find the ones that shine the most. The nights leave me cold without you to hold. There's one thing for sure, I can't stop loving you. It's a mystery to me why my heart won't let me be alone. Why don't you stay a while? Let's play a while. Keep each other close. I want to be beside the one that I love the most. Oh, seasons will change, reasons will change, but one thing for sure, I can't stop loving you. It's a mystery to me why my heart won't let me be alone. It's a mystery to me why my heart won't let me be alone.
That's a song that was written by my very special guest today, Ron Kalmakoff, and that's titled Seasons Will Change. I think we agree with you, Ron. That's a classic.
Thank you.
That is just gorgeous.
Thank you.
I'll have to go through my iTunes next week and tell you who I think you should send it to.
Well, I would love Dana Krall to hear that song.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, because I totally could hear her singing that piece.
And playing piano along with it, too.
Absolutely. Yeah. So
She'd be great.
I'll have to find a way to get it to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should.
Yes.
And her husband, Elvis Costello, don't they live in BC?
Yeah, I'd have to swim across the water over to Vancouver Island to get to them and then find them. But yes, they do. I think they live on Vancouver Island. Maybe I'm wrong.
That's great. Oh, my God. That's funny. Ron, it's just absolutely been a pleasure to have you here
Thank
today.
you.
I'm so glad you came down and made the trip. And I
enjoyed
know
it.
that my audience is being introduced to someone that they've never heard of before.
Yes.
And because I certainly picked up. I had one of my close friends down in Tucson ask me, she said, how did you hear about him? And I said, well, an artist will sometimes put out singles to various radio stations, and I got a copy of it, and I went, ooh, I like that. And then we communicated back and forth, and then shared things, and you had an invitation to come down, and the next thing you know, you're here. So it worked out great.
with listening to the lists of songs you've played in the past, and you've got good taste.
Well, thank you, Ron. You're very kind. That gets you another invitation.
There you go.
That's great. Okay, this song that I'm going to do as we're getting Ron back out the door, and I'm just about used up my time for interview today, but this is one, this may be in the very first song that you sent to me called Long, Long Time, and I think it highlights your beautiful tenor voice so well.
Yeah.
As I mentioned earlier, I know Alison Krauss did a version of this. I don't know the name of the album that I can think of right now, but the minute I heard it, I thought, oh, Alison Krauss recorded that.
Yeah.
Do you know who wrote this song? Or what it was originally, who originally recorded it?
I believe Linda Ronstadt was the first one.
First one that did
Yes.
that. Okay.
Yeah, and her version was probably the most memorable and the most famous version.
Yeah.
Of the song, and that's where I heard it when I was, a bit younger as well. But I've been waiting a while to do this song, and I was really glad to include it.
You did a fabulous job on that, and we'll let our radio audience hear this. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, and
please come back.
Yeah, I will. And long, long time. Once again, perfect for Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, Ron. That's really great. Safe trip back home. Are you headed back tonight?
I am not.
Good.
I'm going.
They may cavity search you going back the other way. It's terrible. Ron and I were sharing our stories that I got searched twice going across the border by the Canadians, and then today he got searched by the Americans coming back.
I got asked today if I had any tattoos, and that was a different question.
Did you want to say 666 on the back of my head?
Anyways, it was.
That's my sense of humor, Ron. There you go. Thank you so much. Come back and see me, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, sounds great.